Hey guys, Jeff, Retro Rides. Working on a Mustang today for Randall. Pretty cool car, convertible. It's got disc brakes and stuff on the front. Old antiquated suspension, so we're gonna update it. Gonna do full Ridetech coilovers, Wilwood front brakes, and the coilover conversion with 4-link in the back. So I've already assembled all the front stuff here. When you get the stuff from Ridetech, it's all individual pieces, so you gotta assemble the shocks, or the coilovers, the top plates, and tighten everything down, and then of course the calipers and put the pads in them. Working on the rotors right now, assembling those. And once I get that done, I'll get started on ripping and tearing on this thing. Oh, it's also getting a Unisteer rack and pinion as well. So I drove this thing and man, it needs some love. So and I'm glad we're doing it to it. It'll drive way better, way more positive feeling, especially with a 17-inch wheel like it has on it. So the rack and pinion is a great upgrade for that. It gets rid of all this leaky factory power steering ram, and all these tie rods and stuff will go away, and get the rack and pinion up in there. Put a bigger sway bar in it, and take all the rear leaf springs on all that stuff out, and then it gets the rear cradle with the coilovers, and yeah, this thing's gonna be cool.
Continuing to the back side of this 66 Mustang. Got the rear end out, cleaned up, degreased. I got the cradle kind of up in there right now. Just doing little things. I'm gonna go replace the U-joint on the driveline here in a second, but get that up there. I'm about ready to start drilling holes and mounting the sucker up in there, and then I can bring that rear end back over here, start mocking it up, getting it centered. Same rear end. I'm not going Dutchman, so we're just gonna keep the stock rear end up in this thing. Which will keep it nice. There's already the leaf spring brackets on there that I think we'll reuse for the mounting plates for these 4-link. So these guys will bolt up onto the bottom side of this. So yeah. Hopefully get this back end kind of wrapped up a little bit so I can drop it back down, start focusing on the front again. So we got a rack and pinion to put on there. I still got to install the coilovers. Got to modify the steering shaft a little bit. I got to get in here, pull the steering wheel off just to get this gearbox out because the shafts are built into it. So once I get the axle and everything mounted back on there, I can drop it down and get inside the car. And then pull this guy out, because we don't need those anymore. Everything is pretty much done back here. I had to redo brake lines, ended up reusing the old fuel line. I surprisingly got it wedged up in there. New brake lines, they need to be done because they were freaking rusted and rotting out. You got some nice braided flex hose for brake lines running down to there. I'm done with that. Let's not focus on that anymore. I'm on to pretty much the last part of my job, which is mounting the rack and pinion. I'm gonna do a little trimming. These little front perches right here. So I can slide up in there, but basically get that up in there. And then I will attach it. I had to also modify the steering column and shaft. They give you like a whole supplied kit for it. So that's up in there, that's done. Pretty much wrapped up. I get the steering all hooked up, do a little eyeball alignment on it, and it is Jeff's problem now. Jeff is not only aligning this thing, but he is also doing exhaust. So we're gonna do header gaskets, and then for music collectors back, all brand new. Even the tailpipes.
Doing the 4-link conversion in the back, all the exhaust is in the way. We put new exhaust under it. The other exhaust that it had on it was horrendous. Like it had several patches all the way through, and yeah, no bueno. So we fixed that. Put 2 1/4 from the headers back, did a nice X pipe up under the cross member, ran them out the back. That was a chore, getting in between all the bars, but got her done. And then now, hooked it up to the alignment machine this morning, and I got to pull it back apart. So I had to adjust. I couldn't get the camber was pretty aggressive. It was like 1.2, 1.3, whatever. And I had no shim in the upper control arm there. So these camera guy, you're funny. So these have Heim joints on the upper control arm, and they're adjustable in back up in here. So what I ended up doing is pulling the upper control arm out, adjusting those all the way in, and then we can shim it back out. Otherwise, I was going to have to pull the lower control arm, which also has a Heim in it. But in order to do that, you got to pull the rack and pinion out. So I think that this was the best route to go. Hopefully, it'll tuck the tire in a little more, give us a little bit more clearance, because they were pretty close right here. So doing it this way, rather than bringing the bottom out, we're pulling the top of the tire in. Camber, I'd like to see somewhere around 0, 17, you know. They're if you've got a high camber on them, sometimes they'll wear the edges of them with a short sidewall like that. So get it down as close to flat as possible, and then run as much caster as we can to make them drive good. So we'll see how it does. I'm gonna throw the wheel back on here shortly and hook it back up and see what the numbers are. So we got this thing all wrapped up. Exhaust is all done on it. Dane's just wrapping up, putting a belt on it, but we're gonna fire it up for you. Dude, the X pipe on this thing sounds awesome. I would have, yeah, get all the oils coming out. Yeah, turned out good. Sounds rad. I think they'll be stoked on it for sure. I'm stoked on it, it's not even mine. So we're wrapping it up on this one. Got the exhaust all done, just got to throw the belt on it, and then we'll do our final test drive and kick it back to the customer.